Hello and welcome back to the Single Malt Reviews destination, Scotland. We are very nearly there, or at least as far as the Romans were concerned. I'm sitting here on Hadrian's wall. I can only assume it used to be taller because it's not really doing the trick these days, but long back in the day, when the Romans had their sort of frontier out here in Britannia, they built Hadrian's wall to keep out the naughty Scottish, which would have been just over there. No whiskey then, so they're probably in a significantly worse mood than they are today. But I've got whiskey. I've got something I'm hoping is going to be pretty interesting. It's a little sample bottle from Cadenheads. Now they sell these ones at the Cadenheads shop itself in Edinburgh on the Royal Mile, which I dropped by, and when they've got just a little bit in the end of a cask, which isn't going to fill up a whole bottle, they do these wee halves, which is rather good because it means I can A, afford more of them, and B, fit them into my increasingly full pack. So, what have we got here? It's a Strathmill, which I have never heard of before, so I couldn't even tell you whether it's open or not. I don't have the cellular reception to do the research, but I'm sure you can look it up on your own, bit of homework for you. It's a vatting of 2 casks, bourbon barrels, and it's 23 years old, distilled in 1992. So, it's 47.2%, which is really very low for a 23-year-old whiskey. So these casks, in addition to being quite active, must have been a pair of leakers as well. So I'm expecting quite a good sort of mature beyond its years character from this. So let's see what we get. Well, I've already poured it, look at that. It's like a present. I'll give myself a wee bit more. Ooh, yes. Just the very first whiff, as you're coming in, you almost could have a glass of bourbon. It's really quite active wood. But, oh dear, don't have to tell you that it's freezing cold, but it is. A lot of white oak coming in, coconut, vanilla, but then when you really get in there and the malt starts to speak, it's amazingly earthy quality to it. Yeah, that's quite remarkable. There's a real grainy maltiness as well, but almost unlike anything I've ever really encountered in a whiskey before, at least to this extent. There's a real leafy forest floor character to it, almost like you'd get in your a nice Pinot Noir or something to that effect. That's quite compelling. So let's see what's inside. It's quite hard. Not so much closed. It was when I first opened the bottle. Not so much closed, but quite hard edged. It's got quite a density to it. There's a real mineral to the flavour as well. Quite stony, quite flinty. A bit of ozone coming through on the nose now that I've got it in the mouth. And that earthiness still coming through. If you imagine you sort of roll over a nice mossy log somewhere, that sort of fresh, earthy quality. Not mushroomy, not umami, more of a mineral quality. But anyway, let's put a wee bit of this lovely Strathmill Scottish spring water in. Won't put too much in because it's already pretty low. I wouldn't want to crash it. Oh dear. Now let's have a look. Ah, now there's the fruit. That's a very Speyside character coming out now. I'm not even sure if it's a Speyside whiskey, but it's beginning to smell a bit more like it. Some white fruits now, apples and pears, a little bit more like you'd expect. It's rather killed that beguiling earthy nose, but never mind. We got it briefly at cask strength. So, quite a bit of a lighter dram now, but still has that lovely mineral character on the palate. And it's a lovely long finish too. I'm not really giving it time to finish, but never mind, I will later. Oh, that's really excellent. I'll have to look for Strathmill, see if it's available. Delightful. Delightful. That's an 87 right there. No problem. Malt mark 87. Good to go. Alas, tragically unavailable. They will have sold all that one years and years ago, probably, since it's been in the bottle for a wee while. But, so I can't recommend that one to buy, but what I can recommend is a visit to the Cadenheads shop if you are in Edinburgh, or hell, if you're in the UK. That's worth a trip by. All sorts of magical things on offer in there. Nice wee dog too. Right. Time, I should think, to invade England. Let's go.